and mental health and inclusion in virtual workplaces. Greetings and salutations. I'm Melanie Stackhouse, a PhD candidate in Industrial and Organizational Psychology at Liberty University. In this presentation, we're going to look at the impact of social and behavioral psychology on the virtual workplace while addressing mental health, environmental concerns, including the virtual climate, and diversity and inclusion in the virtual workplace. I will address issues of mental health and diversity in teams and virtual workplaces and offer some takeaway advice. There are several confidence-building approaches to relieve stress in a workplace, including virtual workplaces. These are also confidence-building strategies for employees. Adamovic and al. In 2021 discussed the theory of social cognitive from Bandura. They looked at how mental health states are less stressed when employees are virtually, allowing them to gain momentum and greater commitment to an organization through productivity with less sick time. This article continued to address how workplaces have begun to slowly adopt virtual workplace practices, allowing their workers to gain experience in virtual worlds while helping build a stronger organization. Bandura's social cognitive theory, here addressed in this article, helped to highlight the change in adoption practices of virtual work. People are able to adapt. Adamovic and al. Continued addressing virtual climates. They looked at how mental health states are less stressed when employees who are virtual are allowed to gain momentum and greater commitment through the organization through productivity, which occurred in less sick time. 256 employees were involved in a study to help highlight that even those with little to no experience in virtual work could actually perform. While this may be good for the environment, organizations need to be aware that there are lasting effects on increased isolation from employees in virtual workplaces. Richter and al., no date, discovered that there is greater stress in virtual employees due to increased isolation and greater task performance. The impact may be good on the environment, but not always helpful for the mental health state of the employee. Richter and al. Also pointed out that there have been greater changes in technology, which have led to more communication styles. Meister and Sinclair in 2016 discovered that there is a lot of burnout in remote work due to working longer hours and doing greater tasks. It is possible, though, to break stress through mediating or meditation, or step away from the work for a bit. COVID has changed so many organizations into virtual workplaces. Asimov and al. In 2022 discovered in a study that many are looking at new technology and communication styles. Positive approaches always have good outcomes, but negative approaches lead to psychological strain. A priority then is to provide a good leadership with excellent communication in an ever-changing technological world. Positive reinforcement helps to highlight change and bring about better communication styles. Bandura's social cognitive theory used the idea that we are reflections of what others think of us. I see this as a sounding board of ideas. If we put out what we give back, including motivation and judgment, then we can focus on becoming better acquainted with others, especially if the feedback is positive. For example, if we see ourselves as included in a diverse group, then we will focus on being a part of that group. If our ideas are heard and shared, then we'll become better motivated to share more ideas. This in turn becomes knowledge absorption. Yeah. Okay. This leads to greater thought that communication and group dynamics is extremely important. Communication key takeaways to address all issues in all groups at all times. Have open talks, accept others, discover, be open-minded. Also, it pays for an employee to know their organization, what's expected of them, what's expected of each other and their teams, and for organizations to know their employees. Barsness et al. In 2005 reviewed impression management. We see the world and ourselves as how others see us. The more time that we spend with supervisors can help us show how they see us and how we see ourselves in terms of the supervisor and the expectations to our roles in the organization. If we have a reduced network, then we limit ourselves in terms of how we see ourselves. The more time that we focus on ourselves and our role, the more that we can see how others view us and how we view ourselves. This article highlights how we see this and how others view us even in remote positions. So for impression management, it's good to send feedback and seek feedback. Young et al. In 2020 looked at how teams are close in proximity to their organization. This does not mean it has to be a physical proximity. They can highlight missions and attitude of the organization. They bring forth the team into the global part of the business and share that agenda with others around the globe. Knowledge is key to powerful, open-minded businesses. This article addressed knowledge absorption and how knowledge was shared from person to person on a team through motivation and acceptance. So diversity and inclusion open the doorway to greater teams. And when people are accepted, they were able to freely share information between one another. In this way, they both grow together and the whole team grows together in knowledge. Some key takeaways are build powerful teams motivated by acceptance and have key leaders who share this knowledge. Teams led by good leaders with a variety of leadership styles help to motivate employees to share knowledge and feel comfortable in the workplace. Everyone wants to be heard and everyone wants to have a voice. This leads to powerful teams willing to share stories and ideas while building confidence and less stress. Less stress leads to less mental health issues and a better virtual working climate. References are included. Thank you so much for attending the presentation.